Hi there. Welcome back to my channel. I see you. I'm Nemo, and this is Elevation Factor, where we put up content designed to uplift and inspire you to live your best lives, be your best selves, and get even one step closer to your dreams. Today, I am going to inspire you to just be more aware so that you can be a better parent, friend, co-worker, or whatever kind of ally you are to the trans or gender nonconforming person in your lives. And I'm going to do my best to keep it real simple today. We're talking about, is my child too blank to know they're trans? And we're going to start with the most common question I get. Is my child too young to know they are trans? Answer: no. Children often discover their gender between 3 and 9 years of age. That is backed by science, and I encourage you to go search NIH, respectable websites, not moms on Facebook, and look it up. No, your child is not too young to know they are trans. And they might find this out earlier than 3 to 9. They might find this out after 3 to 9. And I can guarantee you it's not about their feelings, it's about how open you are to giving them the language to explain their gender to you, not trying to tell them what their gender is. And I've made plenty of other videos. Go look them up if you want help with that, and I support you doing that. And seeking help to be the best ally they can. But again, no, your child is not too young to know they're trans. This one is not something I get often, but it is something important. Am I too old to be trans? No. A lot of us dealt with cultural repression and stigmatization, discrimination, violence, and hate. And there are plenty of us who were pressed out of the need to survive. Some of us are still repressing for the need to survive. And that sucks. But whenever you feel safe to do so, you are welcome to come out. It doesn't matter if you're 7 or 67. You are not too old to be who you are. No matter how long you've spent living in a shell, you are always welcome to come out of it and be your true selves. And that's a journey that you have to make for yourself, and you are valid no matter when you start taking those steps forward. All right. Next one. Let me think of one that I often get asked. Oh, yeah. Is my child too autistic to know they are trans? No. A lot of families think and are concerned that children who have different mental health challenges, different neurodivergencies, are unable to determine for themselves whether or not they are trans. This is not true. And I know plenty of autistic people who are also trans and on that gender spectrum, as well as the autistic spectrum, and that is perfectly valid. Your child may have different ways to communicate their feelings and different ways of processing their feelings and connecting with the world. That doesn't mean that they don't have those feelings. It just means you might need to take more time, go more in depth in explaining the language that is available for them to communicate their feelings to you, and it might take longer. But if your child is coming forward and telling you that they are trans, that is important and it needs to be explored. It doesn't matter what else you know about your child, whether they are autistic, have bipolar disorder, borderline personality, whatever mental health challenge or neurodivergency they may have. It doesn't mean they don't know who they are. Or same way cis people know their gender. It's not any different just because your child's gender is outside of the binary and social construct that has been created it around gender. Just because they don't meet those expectations doesn't mean they don't know who they are. It just means they need help to process that, just like any other person would. And that is perfectly valid. So, no, your child is not too autistic, neurodivergent, or doesn't have too much of a mental health challenge to know they're trans. All right. Let me think for a moment here about other questions that I have been asked. There have been many. Is my child faking being trans? That is one that doesn't have such a blank answer, and the best way that I can tell you that is something that I've seen online and going around the community, that rather than dysphoria, euphoria is a great measure of how true how truly your child does feel that they are trans or they are gender nonconforming. So it's important, especially when they are young, to let them wear the clothes they want to wear. I'm not even talking about hormones or surgeries. That's an entirely different video, and we'll get to that. But just giving them the opportunity to wear what they want to wear without judgment, without questioning, or any kind of body language or nonverbal signals that there's something wrong with their choices. Just letting them be who they want to be. And if you haven't done that before and you see a noticeable change in their happiness level, like if you force them to wear t-shirts and jeans and they decide they want to wear dresses and you let them wear that dress and just look at the smile on their face, that's a good indicator there that yes, they are trans. But generally speaking, if they've mustered up the courage to come to you and tell you that they are trans, that is something that should be taken very seriously, and that you should get them an objective expert that can help them process and really understand what they are talking about, and like what that means, not in terms of who they are, but just someone they can ask questions and really like determine their own understanding of their journey and what steps they need to take to move forward and be a healthy, happy, well-adjusted person. So let them try socially transitioning. Let them wear the clothes they want to wear, and just be their support, and be their safe zone for whatever other ignorance they're going to experience. Regardless, cis or trans, we all experience ignorance at some point. And you can't let that hold you back from allowing them to be the person they're meant to be. So go by euphoria. No, your child is your child faking being trans? If they're coming to you, they're not faking needing to explore that avenue, and it's important that you explore that with them. You allow them a safe place to do that and ask experts questions and figure out where to go from there. All right. Those are the big ones that I wanted to talk about. And then the last one that I've covered in other videos is my trans child against my religion. And is my child being trans against my religion? No. There are plenty of people who abuse old books written by humans who are just as flawed as we are now, trying to tell you how you should be and like what you should look like, who you should love, how you should dress. And it's a lot of poppycock. It's a lot of bullshit. Your child being trans has nothing to do with your religion. It is not a comment on your religion or your level of faith. It is just about your child being who they are and you loving them properly enough to support them in seeking their truth and the best possible version of themselves. And that is the most authentic self they can be. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you can't share your religion with your child. It just means you might need to update your understanding of religion and faith, because I can tell you now, how God or Big Bang, whatever you believe in, and either there's no one out there, and in that case it's all just random happenstance, and so no one cares there's what kind of person you are, who you love, or there is someone out there is karma, and in that case they wanted all of us to be here. If they're that powerful that they can create all of this that is so far beyond our capabilities as human beings that it's incomprehensible, they wanted trans people to be here. Just let it happen and see how much happier that makes your child. I hope this all makes sense. These are the main things that I could think of now, and I wanted to just take the time to encourage you, especially you parents out there, but you allies, whoever you are supporting a trans person coming out and exploring their gender and understanding their way forward. I really encourage you to understand that they know who they are, regardless of what other challenge it is or what other factors of their life they may be facing or living with. That doesn't mean they don't know who they are. It just means it might take a different set of steps for them to effectively communicate it to you, and there might be more or different things that you can do to enable them to do that. And that's all any of us can ask. So just keep learning, share this with anyone you think might benefit, and keep working to be the best allies you can be. And thank you for doing that. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.